Can you see that? I can see my breath as I'm filming this video. It's not really that cold in here. I've also got a little space heater going as well. Hopefully that's not going to take away from this. But what's going on, everybody? Welcome to After Prison Show. And today I want to share with you guys a video that I had like a lot of different ways to title this video. I'm pretty sure I titled this video something along the lines of what prisoners need money for while locked up in prison. And this may seem like a pretty general question to ask, and you might think to yourself, yeah, sure, they're going to need money for commissary, zoom zooms and wham whams, things like that. But there's actually quite a few things that prisoners could, in fact, need money for. And to get back to the whole different title ideas that I had for this video, I was going to title this thing something along the lines of the different lies that prisoners will tell you in an effort to get you to send that. We've made a lot of jokes here in reference to, did you send that or not? But the fact of the matter is, there are a lot of things that prisoners could need money for while serving time. I'm going to break down all of those things in this video. And my hope with this is that if you've got a loved one who's locked up or somebody that you're supporting who's locked up and they're calling you, telling you some sort of a story, and I'm not even going to sit here and say that it's BS, but maybe this could help you to understand that there are a lot of things that prisoners need money for while serving time. Now, if they call home and tell you that they need money for a field trip, did you send that? Because we going on a field trip next week. I got to make sure I got my permission slip signed. We going to the zoo. The guards are taking us to the zoo. It's only going to cost $200. You didn't send that. I can't think of a time ever where I ever went on a field trip while locked up, unless I was going to court or overnight court somewhere. But anyways, without making this intro super long, the fact of the matter is we're not going to talk about the different lies that prisoners could tell you. We might save that for another video. If you guys would like to see that video, the many lies prisoners will tell you in an effort to get you to send that. Comment down below, leave me a like, let me know that you're there. It does feel kind of lonely here these days, and we'll make that video happen. But today, we're gonna focus on the many different, it's really like 10 or 11, different things that prisoners need money for. Roll it! So let's go ahead and dive head first. Do you come here often? Into this video. Shout out to Joe with the waffle pullover, looking like a Harvard Yale alumni, or not at all. Like I can see my breath again as I'm filming. This is getting in my eye, the steam is. So hopefully it's not going to take away from this video too much. Also, footnote to all of this, if you're wondering, Joe, where in the A are the close-ups at? I don't want to get my knees dirty right now. Oh, but Joe, I bet you was getting your knees dirty while you was locked up, though. Dislike. Yeah, I need to put a little rug down right here so that I can do the close-ups. It'll be coming soon, I just don't have it yet. I don't know if you guys know or not, but I am, in fact, filming in a tool shed. When you think about being locked up and think about the things that you could potentially need money for, what comes to mind? Let's go ahead and knock out number one immediately, because we already know commissary. The zoom zooms and wham whams, the did you send that? Whether we're talking about the holiday pack, the fresh favorites, or just your standard wandered commissary that comes either weekly or bi-weekly or monthly, however it comes. In the Fed, you can only order up to, I think, like $300 and something odd a month. Every place does it different. Some places let you order $50 a week. Others let you order unlimited. You ever seen a dude go to commissary and order unlimited? MF will come back looking like he put a cheat code in. Commissary is definitely going to be your number one reason why any prisoners need money. Could, in fact, be a big reason why prisoners are calling home telling you some bullshit just in an effort to try to get you to send them $100 to $200 every single week. Yeah, they told me my leg, they're gonna have to amputate my leg. The only way that they could save my leg, the doctor told me this. Dr. Oz, he's at this prison right now. He's the prison doctor. He told me $200 a week, a payment plan can save my leg. Goes without question. Dudes will tell you the most preposterous shit in an effort to make sure that they got money to be able to order that. But again, we're kind of tying both of these things together, which I don't want to do. Crazy things prisoners tell you in an effort to get you to send that, that's going to be a whole different video. Hit that like button, leave me a comment, say, Joe, you got to do that video. I'm trying to see them skits, because there's going to be a many, and they're going to be good. Oh, I just got a notification from TMZ. It said released from prison. How do I check that? Open. Who got released? Lori Lofton, released from prison. She had 6 months to do, didn't she? She spent 2 months behind bars. Oh, God, little Dookie Stain let her out. Damn it. She had either 6 months or 3 months, one or the other. She told on somebody. What else do prisoners need money for while locked up? Books. Prisoners love to read. Reading is a pastime and something that can help you pass the time while locked up. I read quite a few books while locked up. Part the reason why I'm as smart as I am today. Oh, Joe, you dumb as a dislike. That'll teach them. Try to say you smart again, Joe. I wish I could hit the dislike button 4 times, not 4. Books, another thing that prisoners could need money for, another tangible thing that prisoners can need money for. But let's move on to something a little more serious. Medical. I'm trying to remember what they charged while serving time to go see the nurse or to see the doctor or to go to sick call in general. I think it was $10 just to get seen. $10 is a decent little grip while you're locked up. $10 could buy you 30 ramen noodles while locked up. Think about that. 30 ramen noodles could feed you for a month while locked up, and they charging you $10 to go to medical. Now, I've been to urgent care out here in the free world, and that shit is $125 with no insurance just for the initial consultation to tell me that that boil on my ass isn't staph or syphilis. Too much information? But them cultures and them labs that they do, shoo, boy, you're gonna wish you had some insurance. I do every time. And you know, if you're a sickly type of prisoner who goes to medical a lot, you know, that shit can add up. I've seen dudes go to medical every single week. And I was actually one of those type of prisoners back when I was in the jail. Now, when I was in the jail was charging $3 a day. Another thing that prisoners could need money for. We're gonna continue with medical, but we're gonna talk about 2 things at the same damn time. This particular jail, Western Tidewater Regional Jail, horrible jail, charged $3 a day. Virginia Beach Jail charged, I think they charged $3 a day as well, but they only took $1 they took half from your actual money and then they billed you the rest. I've heard of other jails charging you $5 and billing you for most of that. I've heard of most jails charging $1 a day. And in most cases, they're just taking that money if you get any money sent in. But with the fact that where I was at was charging $3 a day and they was taking every bit of it, leaving you $5. Pay to stay is what they call it. And also with the fact that I was so far in the red, so far in the negative, owing this jail so much. I mean, what is $3 times 2 years? How many days are in 2 years? Like 720? Is it 720? 730. I think it's 730 on the money. 730 times 3 is 21, let's just say probably like 2,300, somewhere around there. And that's just how much I would end up owing in pay to stay daily fees. Not to mention destruction of property, ripping up a mattress. I think they charged me like $50 or $75 for that cruddy, lumpy ass jail mat. But also I was going to medical quite a bit during this time. That was the whole thing. I was getting a lot of migraines. I'm kind of smelling a lot of carbon monoxide in here. I don't know that that's got a smell, but it kind of has that feel or whatever. If I die during filming this, just know that I was doing this for you. And it's your fault as what? No, I'm kidding. That heater's electric, so that can't be any kind of carbon monoxide. But you figure I probably racked up $2,400 in pay to stay daily fees, plus going to medical every single week, trying to get me some ibuprofens. You know, $10 a whop plus $5 to get the script filled. I can't remember what I ended up owing that jail. I want to say I ended up owing that jail something like $5,000 by the time it was all said and done. When I came home to try to pay my fines, I think I owed the city like $3,000 in fines and another $5,000 just in money and charges that I racked up from being in that jail for 2 years. So those are 2 really important things that prisoners could be calling home, asking you to send that because they need money to be able to pay that, whether we're talking about the pay to stay daily fee or we're talking about going to medical. And medical while locked up is a very serious situation. In a lot of cases, the medical is horrible, the medical is subpar, or maybe they just are short-staffed. You know, I can't think of many people who would be wanting to work in a jail or a prison right now. And also, given the fact that it's not that great of a paying job neither. Think of everything that's going on in the world right now with the pandemic. You're hearing about this in every single state, in every single jail and institution. They're having all sorts of problems with this. And all of that's going to trickle down to your medical and the treatment that you receive. in relation to that. So don't go getting locked up, at least not right now. Wait till 2021 when all of this shit smooths out a little bit. Then, if you really want to experience it, man, Joe be talking about jail and prison so much, and he makes that shit sound like it's summer camp. It kind of is, except you could die there. So there's that too. But you could, the whole Michael Myers, wasn't he a summer camp type of deal? Jason Voorhees, I think. What else you need money for while you serving time? I got notes on this video. Books, commissary, medical, pay to stay. Contraband, of course. Contraband. The many different types of contraband, whether we're talking about the flicks that old Joe was a kingpin with, whether we're talking about having cash money on hand to be able to purchase certain things. Cash money in prison, just like out here in the real world, money talks. And if you got cash money, and we ain't talking about a green dot, street to street, getting some money sent from my people to your people, if you got that cash money right there on the spot, that speaks volumes in relation to trying to get you number one dibs on any type of contraband, especially the narcotics, and also maybe trying to slip a hundo to a particular guard in an effort to get him to not send that, but to bring that. Yo, did you bring that? I just gave you $100. You mean you forgot? Contraband. Something they could definitely be calling home, hitting you with some bullshit because that's what they're trying to get you to send that money for. And man, the stories, when I think about the lies that prisoners will tell in an effort to get you to send that, in most all cases, or at least 80% of the cases, it's going to be because they want to get their hands on some contraband. But also, and I know it's pretty late in this video to mention this, look, I make some jokes about this, and I want to make a lot of jokes about this, but the reality of the situation is if you're serving time, or if you got a loved one who's locked up, you or they are going to need money to be able to survive that time and to live as comfortably as you possibly can. Now, just because you need it doesn't mean that you're going to get it. Can a prisoner survive prison without any money at all? And the answer is yes. There's people who do it all of the time. They don't have no hustle. They weak, they soft, they just don't care. Maybe they're old or handicapped or whatever the situation is. They are just left to fend for themselves, to beg or ask or pity party another prisoner for whatever kind of scraps that they can get their hands on. And I know that sounds horrible, but that's how it is. If you don't have money and you ain't got no way to get money or to scrounge up some soups or some sodas or some crackers, you're just going to be all sorts of in the way while locked up. Another thing that prisoners could need money for while serving time is just to save it. This rarely ever happens, but if you're getting a lot of money from a lot of different sources, you got 4 or 5 pen pals out there that don't know about each other and they all sending you $25 a week. You're making $400 a month serving time. You can put a few dollars away. Save up for something when you get released. The starter pack, a pistol, or maybe some money to get you some clothes for a job interview. It is definitely not unheard of that prisoners will save money while locked up, because a lot of them know that when they get released, they're coming home to nothing. And they better save some money if they got the opportunity to do so. So don't let saving money sound as crazy as it may have initially. It's a very real thing. Without question, another cliche type of a thing to mention, but we got to mention it, extortion, if in fact they are being extorted. Throughout all of the time that I served, you would imagine, just looking at me, I'm wearing a waffle like Yale type of hoodie here. You would imagine I was getting extorted every single day. They was taking my socks, my shoes, my shower shoes, my pillow, my mattress. Never took nothing from me though. Don't get me wrong, a lot of the places I was at was soft as a beep. But then again, I was at receiving, which was a level 1 through 5. I did have a dude tell me that he wanted my shoes, and I laughed at him. These shoes right here, you want these shoes? You're going to have to take them off of my feet, is what I told this dude. Now, because I am the realist when it comes to this, I'm going to tell you the truth. Yeah, I did tell that dude that. And he probably could have mopped me up. Do you see this thing that I'm wearing right here? Do I look like I can fight? Try me. I was reckless, to say the least. And sometimes you have to be that way because reckless is borderline crazy. And even if you don't really fight that well and you know that you don't, you got to be crazy sometimes, especially when a situation like that presents itself. You kind of just got to get a little loco. Who's coming with me? Take them off of my feet, why don't you? Oh, that's right, you can't because you're behind that gate with that razor wire. He was. He couldn't get to me at all. And if he could, he probably would have taken them shoes, or at least tried to have to take them off of my beat down body, because I damn sure wasn't giving up without getting an ass whooping first. Or maybe I'd have won. But you know what's crazy about that is I told the dude, yeah, right, you ain't getting these shoes. These shoes right here, you think you getting these shoes? Extorting who? Me? You better keep your ass behind that safety fence, behind that escape-proof fence where you cannot get to me and I am safe. Bitch, I'm like I just slid into home plate safe. You know what he said to me when I told him that I wasn't giving him my shoes? And I probably told him in a very kind way, excuse me, kind sir, these shoes right here, I need these for the comfort of being able to walk around this prison, the rec yard in case I'd like to jog or work out. You cannot have these. I know that you need them, potentially. I think he laughed at me. Yeah, okay. He probably laughed because I knew, like he knew that he was behind that fence and he couldn't do nothing. He probably laughed because if he ever got the opportunity to do something, yo, hey, you think I forgot about you? You think I forgot? He winding that money up on me. Never saw the dude again, though, thankfully, for my safety and well-being. Extortion, a very real thing that can happen while you're locked up. And it might, I've never had to do it. I've seen dudes do it. I can't even imagine what that feeling would be like to have to call home and tell your loved ones, your mother, your father, your brother, Joe, because you'll be editing this video later, the violin track. Make sure you include it right here. Mom, mommy, mama. Oh my God, thank God that you answered. Ma, they're telling me that I'm not safe. I tried to slide into home plate and they got me out. They tagged me out, Mom. I need you to send that. Did you send that? You didn't send that, did you? Oh, Mom, you don't know. They told me they need you to send $50 a week. God, my God, $50 a week. You didn't send that. Oh, God, you don't know what's going to happen. My shoes, Mom, my shoes. Can you imagine having to make that phone call and your loved one on the other end done watched this After Prison Show video and thinks that you're telling them some bullshit? Oh, God. Oh, boy, Joe, what have you done? Yes, son. Yeah. Tell another lie, why don't you? Extortion? Oh, Brad, come on. Do I look like I was born yesterday? Brad, you better go get you a job in the laundry facility. Keep your head up, Brad, and write me. Thank God for that Joe and After Prison Show. If you ain't leaved a like on this damn video yet, I highly encourage you to please do so after that skit right there. I thought that was pretty funny. Betting, another thing that you can need money for while locked up, and I'm glad that I included this in here. Look, you might be seeing this video the very same day. It's Monday as I'm filming this. On the 1st of January, we got the college championship game, or the bowl games begin. And you got number 1 playing number 4, which is Alabama, giving up 20 points to Notre Dame. I just bet on Alabama giving up those 20 points. If they win, boy, Joe Robert De Niro, if they don't cover and Alabama barely wins, thank God that I didn't bet more. But betting, something that could seriously get out of hand while locked up, and you could end up way deep down in the kitty. And you got to call home and try to get them to send that because you got to pay off that debt. I shared a story a long time ago. I'll share it briefly real quick. There was a dude named Black. I was locked up with him. He tried to open up a parlay. First week, he got smacked. Bang! Right across the face for like $300 or $400. Now, he opened up this parlay with another dude. Other dude checked in immediately. Black, because he was just crazy like that, you know, reckless like me, stayed out there on the rec yard, which you got to give the man props for that. He didn't check in. He didn't have the money to pay it. They were ass betting, you know, playing with make-believe money. If you open up a parlay or you try to be some sort of a betting station or, you know, a guy who will take bets while locked up, you better have some bank that can back that up. Black did not. Maybe the other guy did. Maybe he didn't want to lose all the money. Needless to say, Black was calling home trying to get that money sent in. That wasn't working. This dude literally spent months paying off the interest that the Bloods charged him. They smacked him even more because Black would have to go to the Bloods to get them to pay off this debt. They would pay off the debt, and then Black was paying like 100% interest. He was paying like a Title Max loan. But eventually he got that shit paid off. And I ain't got nothing but the utmost respect for that dude for doing so. In fact, me and Black would end up opening a NASCAR ticket at one point. I don't even watch NASCAR, but it was free money. We had a low ball. You picked 4 drivers. They all had to come in, closest to the front, and it was like a little lottery. We used to make a little bit of money doing that. There's only 3 things left that I want to share with you guys in this video. The next thing is addiction. And again, this could tie into why somebody is calling to tell you some BS while they're serving time because they're knee deep in an addiction and have run up a hell of a tab with whoever's got the Suboxone strips or anything else even better or stronger that, prisoners can get their hands on while locked up. The crazy thing about all of this that I share with you guys is sometimes you may question to yourself if you're dealing with somebody who is serving time and they are calling you or writing you or emailing you, asking you for money. You may question to yourself, are they really needing money for a legitimate purpose? I'd like to say that in more cases than not, they probably are. Now, if you don't really know a person and you just started meeting a person while locked up, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but you do have to, be careful with that and make your own judgment call. Nobody can tell you whether you sending money to a person is right or wrong. If you don't feel good about doing it, don't do it. But if you want to do it, then by all means do it, because it most certainly can help somebody who is serving time, especially if you got feelings for that person, or if you like that person, or if you're enjoying getting to know that person, or it makes you feel good to help them. Don't let nobody tell you, especially me, that it's not a good idea to do that. And I would never tell you that it's not a good idea to do that. But in certain cases, a prisoner could be asking for money to feed an addiction. Just like out here in the real world, it's actually no different, really. If a person wants to get high, and they're keeping it on the low and they're being sneaky about it, they're going to lie and deceive in an effort to be able to carry on doing what they're doing. But it is worth noting as another thing that a prisoner could need money for or want money for while serving time. The phone. Keeping money on the phone, being able to call home to your kids and your loved ones and paying either $15 a call or $1 a minute or 99 cents for a cheap local phone number. Not only the phone, now email, having to buy stamps to be able to pay for those emails. So I want to make the phone and the email pretty much the same category here. And to go even further, when you're locked up and you're using the phone while locked up, a lot of times you got to wait in line. A lot of times you got to be allowed to use the phone. A lot of times there's different cars for each individual phone, meaning different organizations and genres of people who feel like they own those particular phones. Your blood phone, Crip phone, Latin King phone, Aryan phone. You got to get in a car to be able to use a phone. A phone could be a headache. You might not be able to get on the phone. The guards might be on some sort of a power trip trying to punish the entire housing unit behind one person, cut off the phones, punish everybody so that they don't have to do their job and the prisoners do their job for them and smash that dude because they weren't able to use the phone. I've seen that happen. But needing money while locked up to be able to use the phone is a big thing. Maybe it ties into the extortion that you're having to pay. You better pay that extortion, and they might even word it differently. Yeah, well, it's a membership that you got to subscribe to while locked up. See, Stickman, because of that waffle hoodie that you're wearing right there, you got to subscribe to this membership to use the phone. It's going to be $15 a week, but you're going to be part of the cool waffle hoodie club. But to go even further, money for phones while locked up. Every prisoner's dream is to be able to get their hands on a cell phone, which could cost $100 or $200 or even more, hundreds of dollars. Then getting a phone card to be able to use that phone. Money for the phone while locked up is a big thing that prisoners need money and want money for. Because in a lot of cases, that may be the only connection you've got to the outside world if you ain't getting no visit or no mail. Nobody got time to write you. It's 2021 damn near. I don't even know where there's a pen at in my house. I actually do. Do you? Tell me right now if you know where there's a pen or a pencil located in your house. I bet some of you don't know. A pen or a pencil? Joe, we don't do that. We be on the Kindle in school. Kindle. One final thing on this list. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. This is a pretty interesting one. Fines and charges. Craziest damn thing. Just like the day pay to stay while locked up. If you get in trouble while locked up. Let's say you catch a tattooing charge. I'll never forget the first tattooing charge that I caught in prison. I didn't care. I still had 5 years left to serve, do-rag tied super tight. You couldn't tell me nothing. I don't care about your little 200 series charge. Give me a 100. Take all my good time. I got 5 years left. Sitting at that level 1 with that one single solitaire fence down the holler to that train track. I can't believe I didn't escape. That's how you know I'm super soft. But then again, nobody else ever did there neither. So I'm not the only one. But sometimes when you get a charge, and just like when I caught my very first tattooing charge, a part of the punishment, I think I got like loss of visitation for a month, I think was part of it. And then a $15 fine. And then, of course, I lost some good time, too. But when I went to my little hearing for this charge and they handed down their verdict, guilty. Oh, you guilty. It don't matter. You guilty. Catch a charge while locked up, 99 point. They got a higher conviction rate than the feds. You're guilty. When they handed down the verdict, loss of visitation for a month, loss of level 1 earning good time. I think I went to level 2 earning good time. So instead of 3 days a month that I was getting for every month that I served, I was getting 2 days a month. But that's a whole different topic for a whole different video. But not only all of that, they hit me with a $15 fine. I was mad as shit about that. I think I was doing a $5 back piece. Could have done 4 back pieces for what they fined me. Now, I'm not saying that a prisoner is going to call home and tell you that they need money because they got a fine. And I'm not telling you that they could call home and tell you some bullshit because they most certainly, yo, I just got a $4,000 ticket. Yeah, a speeding ticket. I was walking down the boulevard too fast. Did you send that? But if you don't pay off them fines, you ain't going to be able to go to commissary because they're getting that money first. So if you do rack up a hefty amount of fines owed and charges, that is something that prisoners will need money for. Folks, I'm Joe Guerrero. I am the Stephen Hawkins of this prison YouTube shit. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you found entertainment or value in this, please hit that like button for me. Show me that you guys care. It's about to be 2021. Let's start this new, we're rolling right out of 2020 into 2021. Let's keep that energy going with some positivity so that we can pile drive right into 2021, starting off on a good foot. And the first thing that you could do, just to make yourself, you might feel good doing something nice for somebody else, hit that like button for moi. Not moi. Hey, look, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did so, please leave a like and a comment letting me know exactly what you thought about this. And as always, until next time, enjoy life, the free world. Never take a moment for granted, and make the most of every day. Peace!
Well, let me run through the breeze like the leaves on the trees. Let me fly like